Okay, how is everyone doing today? My name is Sydney and I work at the Trader Joe's Charlotte location, store 742. Today we're going to discuss working on end caps. First, what we did is we took our substrate here, the board in the background, and we gave it a coat of our famous chalkboard paint. Now this is Rust-Oleum. This one I highly recommend because it allows the paint markers to slide across it very, very easily, and it coats real well. It's located at Home Depot. I believe it's about $9 and change, just shy of $10, and it goes a long way. So periodically we're going to make a video. We're going to kind of piece them all together at the end and show you a process of. With this particular one, there's not going to be really any artwork. It's really going to be more lettering and gradient styles and highlighting. I like to go on ahead and do illustrations, but for the Fearless Flyer, we're just going to kind of stick to the lettering here where the product name and the price is going to be nice and large. So here's the beginning here, and in just a moment I will be back and show you what the next step is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the product name. I tend to go on ahead and put white down for everything. So I will first letter everything in white, and whatever colors I do, I'm going to put on top of that, and what that does is it makes the yellows, the oranges, blues, everything really jump off the background, and it shows the vibrancy of the colors, which is really just a great, great look. So stay tuned to the second part of this, and there's going to be a series, like I said, of video clips that we're going to put together. Okay? I'll be right back. Okay, as you can see, the lettering is done. I do 2 coats of white paint. I think that's just really important. I like to have a nice opaque finish so that when I add the other colors, they really jump off the surface. One of the things I'm a big believer in is trying to keep your lettering nice and neat and clean the first time around. If you can see the paint strokes, you'll notice they follow according to the shape of the lettering. Some people just kind of squiggle and wiggle all over. To me, it's just a very sloppy look. It allows the bottom color to come through, and you can kind of see the highs and lows, which I don't like. I like it to be very clean, very sharp. Now, even the squiggle wiggle over here has 2 coats. The only part that does not have 2 coats is the lettering down here. Up top I use the broad marker, down below I use the thin marker, and we just go with a very loose general hand style, which is all the consonants are done in capitals and all the vowels are lowercase. We have these 2 red swirls, which is done with the color called Strawberry, which I'm going to add to the price over there, and in the next video you're going to see lots of really, really cool colors. So we'll see you shortly. Okay, in my last video I said I was going to have yellow and everything up there, but actually I almost went one step too far. Right now I'm putting the cast shadow in, which is just this great orange color here. Everything that I do is always 2 coats whenever it comes to coloring in anything. So I have my orange, and even once again I try to keep it pretty neat, pretty clean looking. We have the Strawberry, which is the color that we use for the price. Just gave that a 2nd coat. And now we're going to come on over here. We're going to use our handy little blow dryer here. We'll start hitting it. Sorry for the video tipping over like that. We'll start drying everything here. By doing that, it just helps to accelerate it. So when I come back to the next video, I'm going to use a series of different things here. I'm going to put the yellow background to the lettering. I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to use 2 types of markers. I'm going to use the thin marker to go ahead and do the outer edges here, and then I'm going to come back with the thicker marker, and actually right through this area here is where I'm going to have a dark shadow, which is really going to let that lettering come off and become 3-dimensional. Alright, so I'll see you in video number 4. Okay, I'm just going to do a quick little video here. I'm using the small line brush here. I'm going to try to multitask here. And always one thing that I always told somebody is just the faster you go, the smoother the line is. So let me see if I can do this with the camera and run that all at once. That's how you really get to clean up your edges. So I'm going to start with the small line brush, and I'm going to go to the larger one. I'll be right back. As you see, I'm starting another letter. So I'm going to try to do this holding the camera and doing this at once. I'm going to multitask here. See if the camera's positioned correctly. Yes, it is. Nice and quick. The faster you go, the smoother the lettering. There's a little dip in the board itself. Okay.
We got inventory.
Now we're going to go to the next lettering here.
I suppose we can order 10 or 15.
Yeah, I mean, you know they're going to sell.
Oops, look at your camera focus
they
here.
take one, then they come back and they're like...
I didn't know we were selling that much. Those are correct.
I mean, I guarantee if they... I went to fill it and then I got pulled up the ledge. Time I got back, Adam had put everything away because I said, did you put the pumpkin ice cream? No, I didn't have a chance. So I guarantee that that second box has been put out. But it goes like that.
It's a little harder to do this holding the camera here. So I'm going to show you how clean this lettering is. So bear with me, I'm going to do one more letter and then we're going to start we'll come back for the next video, okay? As you can see, even when I do my highlighting and my shadowing, I try to stay according to the shape. I don't like to beat the markers up because then you lose that really nice chisel, the chisel tip that the marker has naturally. And honestly, you don't want to do that because this is what helps you keep your nice corners. And then, of course, later on you can tighten them up. Okay, so that's kind of the beginning of it. We're in the process of, and we'll be back in our next video. Okay, as you can see, I have all the black outlining done, the cast shadow, I should say. And don't forget your units of measure down below, the weight of the product. So we have that, and now what I'm doing is I'm starting to give this a little bit of a highlight. And what I'm doing is I'm just shaking the chubby here, and like I said, I'm going to try to multitask. And it's kind of put on lightly. You know, you don't want this to be solid. You want to, in this area, you want this to kind of feather off or fade out. Some people use their fingers to really blend it out. For this particular one, I'm not going to do that. Other ones in the future, I'll show you how I actually use my hand and really blend out, because I'll have several colors. This is just going to be a straight yellow lettering. Other ones I'll have a yellow, I'll have an ochre in the middle, now maybe an orange down below. So that's why I want that gradient. So let's just kind of pull here and there. I'm just tapping down below to get a little bit the white going. Just kind of pull across a little bit. See that nice feathering? We want that little feathering. That's kind of a nice look. Let's put a little bit through here. Let's come on over here. And try your best not to make these like straight lines. That one's a little straighter, that's okay, but this kind of unevenness really gives it more character than every single one being straight across. You just don't want to do that. It's too even. And for the eyes, it just looks nicer and it just kind of flows a little bit more. So I'm just kind of cutting across the top here, and then kind of pulling down here and there. Tap my marker again. Kind of do that. And same thing here. So as you can see the difference. I see a lot of signs where the lettering, the product name is just a solid color. There are no gradients, there are no highlights to it. For me, it's pretty flat. If you choose to do it that way, I mean, that's fine. But the difference is this, where something really jumps off the surface. This method that I'm doing is what I call turning the lights on. I'm adding some highlights here. This is turning the lights on. This is kicking it up, really making it come off, having some reflective qualities, okay? So I will be back in just a moment. And I'll show you kind of closer to the finished product, okay? And then what I'm going to do, hold on one second, I got my other marker here. This cornbread, I'm not going to leave it white. I'm going to use this nice fluorescent green. And I'm just going to put it to the bottom half. I'm going to leave the top white. I don't know if you're going to pick up this reflective green or not. I don't know how well it shows up on the camera. But it's a neon green. And it's just got a nice style to it. Just a nice vibrancy. Same thing again. I'm not making it straight across there. I don't know how well you can see this in the camera, this green. Because through the lens, from what I see, I don't see this green at all showing up. So hopefully, when I look at a video later, it'll be there. Alright, so we'll be back again. Okay, this is going to be probably the last video, I believe. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to come down here. I should have opened the marker. Okay, I got it with one hand. And what I'm going to do here is, you're going to see how, okay, that looks cool. You can see the price. It really pops out. But I'm still going to actually highlight it just a little bit more. So I'm just going to kind of take the white here. And I'm just going to kind of go around the edges. Just kind of do that. Even over here, we'll kind of just kind of pull it off the edge. And even with this price, we'll kind of go around the price here. It's kind of like that. I think these little things that we do really kind of make it kind of pop out. Okay. And now you see how much more the price comes out. I kind of like not having a rectangle there. I kind of like the price going kind of out of the box. It really makes it 3D. So I went around and I gave all this a highlight, right? Then I kind of come back and I go one more time, just here and there. Whoops, that has a little funny color on it, so let's get rid of that. That's good that happens. Go to the towel here. I must have picked up some color, if you can see that here. So I'm going to kind of get rid of that color. So I'm back to all my white. Sometimes when you go on another color, obviously the color down below will pick up into it. So I picked up a little red from the price. I'm going to get rid of that. Now it looks nice and clean. Okay. So I just kind of come here, just here and there. Let me tap to get some ink coming out. Just here and there, just to give it a little brighter. This is we're turning the lights on right now. We're kicking it up. We're turning the lights on. You'll hear me say several expressions. One is called turning the lights on, and the other one is called evoking an emotion. You know, we want to stir them up. We want to make a customer look at this and kind of maybe think of something they didn't think about a moment ago. Okay, so we have that. Now, I don't know how well you can see. I gave this border a neon green, which is really nice because the cornbread, the lettering of the cornbread is white up top and has this fluorescent green. I can't see it in the camera, so I'm hoping that when the video goes up, you will see it on your end because it's a great electric green. So I'm just going to assume, and I'm just going to hope that it shows up later. So now I'm just going to kind of come here periodically. Oops. Let's get some ink going inside here. Okay, there we go. And kind of make my cross. Little twinkle. Same thing here. Just gives it a little sparkle. Just in a couple of places. This is still kind of turning the lights on. Just adding a little something extra, not too much. I don't like doing too much because it can actually get distracting. And now, what is my last that I have to do? Yes, we have this orange outside line, the cast shadow. But what I'm going to do, I'm trying to get the marker open while speaking to you. Hold on, I got to put the camera down one moment. Okay, there we go. So we have this cast shadow, which is done with a straight orange. But now, I'm just going to put a little fluorescent orange, just kind of here and there. That's part of that whole turning the lights on. It's not all over the place, it's just kind of here and there. Just right across the top lines, right across where the angles hit. Nothing major. Right there where the line would hit, right there where the line would hit. Right here at that angle, where that would hit. We're just kind of cutting them in. Let's continue doing that there. One goes here, one goes there. See, like I say, it's just very little. The top where it would hit, reflection. At the corners where it hits. Down here, same thing. I went a little bit out. I'll fix that in just a moment. I could probably use my finger here because it's still wet. Yep. And then I could come back and touch that with black. Okay. If you get something like that, you can come back in with your black. This will dry to be the same in just a moment, so I'll just kind of come in here and clean it right up. So, here you go. This is your completed product. Now, normally a sign like this probably would take me, I would say 40 minutes to play it safe, 45 at the high end, maybe 35 to 45 minutes, depending on how much time I have to really keep the corners clean. Took a little long with this video because I just wanted to go a little slower for you. But ideally, it is pretty fast. You throw the white down, you hit a second coat, you throw your yellow, hit a second coat, and then the rest is all just highlights. And of course, your cash out on your outlining. But that's basically it. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Here's another one that I did over here that's on its edge. There you go. And I hope you enjoyed this video. There's going to be a whole series of videos coming up where we really get into some illustrations, some beautiful paintings, which helps evoke an emotion. That's an expression I use where, here's an example. You could have a sign that says hot dog. Okay, that's cool. You got some great yellows and oranges. You have the price. However, you put an illustration of a hot dog up there with golden mustard, nice dribble of mustard on top of it. That's a whole different story with a little steam coming off. That will actually get you hungry, and yes, you'll recognize that picture says 1,000 words, and then the product name with the price. So that's tapping into another emotion. I hope you enjoyed this. My name is Sidney. Charlotte location, store 742, in the beginning of a series of help videos on all different type of approaches to doing some very successful emotion-provoking, sensory, exciting, stimulating, eye-catching artwork and signage. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed.